You want to learn how to connect to your operational Azure SQL database to Microsoft Fabric with Zero ETL. In this video, we'll continue with the Fabric series, and we are going to talk about Zero ETL cloud-based SaaS technology, which is available in Fabric, known as mirroring. What are the different data sources, databases for which it is available? How does it work? How is it different from Shortcut? What are the different settings that needs to be enabled in your Fabric environment or in your SQL database? We're going to walk through a demo connecting an Azure SQL database to Fabric and mirror that data in Fabric. And what are some of the limitations associated with mirroring? Before we jump into it, I would really appreciate if you find this video, please like and subscribe it. It really helps me keep going. So now let's get started with it. So in Fabric we have features like mirroring and shortcuts available. Imagine you do not have to do any ETL to get your data into Fabric and build reports on it as soon as possible. So now that is possible with mirroring. Let's talk about how it works. How does mirroring works? Mirroring replicates your data to Fabric with Zero ETL. So you do not have to spend time building data pipeline, maintaining it, and then babysitting these pipelines. So it is a Zero ETL solution. And now let's talk about what are some of the advantages associated with it. So it protects your operational database from any analytical queries, and you don't want to run your analytical queries, overload your operational database with analytical queries. And how is it different from Shortcut? So in case of Shortcut, the data is not stored in one lake. The data is kept in the storage account itself, whether it's Azure storage account, Blob storage account, or it's in Amazon S3 bucket. So the data sits there. It's like a vast amount of data which you want to connect to. Then you will use Shortcut. You will not be moving or duplicating this data. Whereas in case of mirroring, the use cases, you want to do it with Zero ETL, but you do not want to overload your operational database with analytical queries. So Fabric allows the data to be replicated in one lake with zero cost associated with the compute. And with respect to storage also, there is a free storage cost which is based on your Fabric capacity, 1 terabyte of data per Fabric capacity which you have configured for your tenant. For example, if you have F64, that means you will have 64 terabytes of free storage available for mirroring. And Fabric keeps this data up to date in near real time. So you have any new table added or any changes made to your Azure SQL database, that will be updated in Fabric. So now let's walk through an example. I'll show you how we can connect an Azure SQL database to Fabric. So here I'm in Microsoft Azure portal, and here I have my logical server, Shopping Mart SQL server, and I have two databases under it. One is Shopping Mart SQL Sales DB, and one is AdventureWorks DWPBI. So now let's walk to the Fabric environment. We are right now at home. Let's create a new workspace. Okay, so we're gonna name it. Let's name it mirror. We are gonna mirror Shopping Mart. Shopping Mart database from Azure. Okay, so now let's apply. Okay, so now we have our workspace ready. So now let's click on new item. Before we do that, let's first check, go through the settings that needs to be, make sure that you have these settings available in your Fabric environment. Go to the admin portal, go to the settings, and then admin portal, and then under tenant settings, make sure under developer, I think it's under developer. Yes, under developer settings, make sure that you have service principals can call Fabric public APIs available. You know, right now because this is for demo and trial version, so I have enabled it for the entire organization, but you can add your security groups here. And then also make sure that you have this another setting available. This will be under OneLake. Yes, users can access the data stored in OneLake with apps which are external to Fabric. So make sure that this setting is enabled. Okay, so now let's walk to the workspace. Click on new item. Now click on, we want to mirror a database. So mirror the Azure SQL database. Click on that. So we're going to click on Azure SQL database. Right now I don't have any settings enabled here, so we'll have to create connection also. Now we need to use it in this particular format. As the example has been given, you need to give the full server .database.windows.net, not just the name. So let's go to our server. Let's open the logical SQL server, and you can find that here. We'll copy it to the clipboard. Okay, let's copy it, and we want to mirror is this database, so we'll get the name here. Okay, now I need to go to the SQL server. Okay, give the name of the database you want to. Now we'll have to create a new connection. I do not have anything available, so you can name it, or you can so now let's go. We need to make some changes here to the network, now navigate to the SQL server, to the security, then networking, and under networking, if you need to make sure that you need to allow Azure services to access the server. So this is the first setting you need to change. If you have disabled public networks, then you need to use public the data gateway. So that is, we'll walk through later. So now let's go to the second change that you need to make sure is that your system SAMI, system assigned managed identity, is turned on. So turn it on and save it. And now let's go to Fabric. And here, yes, so if you do not if it's in private firewall behind, then you need to use a data gateway. Here we're going to use organizational account, and now I connect to it. So it's going to take a couple of minutes. It has to create a connection, and then it will start the process of mirroring. Okay, I think the connection is made. Okay, so now we can choose whether we want to mirror all the databases or all the tables in our database, or we can choose which tables we want. So we'll go ahead and select all. Yeah, so now it's asking us to create the mirrored database. So let's go ahead and click on that. Okay, so now we're gonna have our mirrored database. So now it's mirroring, it's provisioning, it's creating a SQL analytical endpoint. So now, yes, so here you can see the database has been mirrored. You can click on if you need to stop the replication, or you need to refresh, or any other settings that you need to change, or need to make any changes to the SQL. So it has created a SQL endpoint for this also, if you need to just give access for read from this mirrored database. You can create Lakehouse, warehouse on top of it. It will also keep showing you the status, when was the last time it was replicated here. Okay, so now let's go to the workspace, and here you will see that it will be shown as a mirrored database. Now if we go back and if we make any changes to this database, let's go to the query editor. We're going to continue. Now let's create a new table, and let's see, that will get replicated. So we're going to use this query, run this query. So it shows that it has run. So we're going to just refresh this. Let's see if our new table has been added here. Yes, our new table has been added. Let's go check in Fabric and click on Azure SQL database, and okay, let's refresh this once, and we should be able to see our employees table. Yes, this is it has replicated this new table, so we can see that it has 3 rows in it. We added 3 rows here, and it's showing 100 rows for the product, customer, and 100,000 for the fact sales. Let's query this mirrored database. Once we go here, let's refresh this once, and let's go to the DBO. We have all our 4 different tables, and we can run queries on it. When I select top 100, you can, yeah, now it's showing all the, you can run queries on top of these tables. Yeah, so that's how you can connect to your Azure SQL data in Fabric with ZERO ETL, and build your data warehouse or Lakehouse on top of it, and get insights from your data as soon as possible. In this case, you don't need to build any data pipeline or maintain this pipeline or monitor those pipelines. So it's basically a ZERO ETL solution. Now let's talk about some of the limitations which are with the mirroring. So if you have any table present in your Azure SQL database, but you do not see that after you have mirrored the whole full database in Fabric, that is because any table which has a primary key as a SQL variant or timestamp or row version, so that's not supported for mirroring. Any column which has any text or any JSON format, JSON data or SQL variant, they are also not supported for mirroring. And yeah, so these are some of the main limitations. And also any object level, row level security, or any object level security, or any dynamic data masking rules which has been applied in the Azure SQL database, they will not be propagated to to the mirror database. So that needs to be configured in the mirror database in Fabric. Yeah. So yeah, this is how you can mirror your, get your data from your operational Azure SQL database in Fabric with Zero ETL as soon as possible. I hope you find this video helpful, and if you do, please like and subscribe it.